Um, he's been cleared. Doctors cleared him last night after practice, so he's good to go.
Doug, how do you work him in? I know that, Sanders has really done pretty well, and you don't really necessarily want to take, opportunities away from him. So what's the challenge this week?
Challenge is we've been planning with Miles and Boston, and Jordan gives us obviously a third back. Situational guy. We understand who he is, but again, we mentioned yesterday as far as the conditioning and the game shape and being ready and all that is, you just can't give him a full complement of plays, and we don't want to necessarily disrupt what we've got going. But he is a big piece, obviously, to our offense.
Where's his strength? His level of strength right now?
I mean, it's good. I wouldn't say it's necessarily probably where he wants it to be, but it's good. It's good for playing, and again, we're going to be smart about it, and but we're full steam ahead with Miles and Boston.
In Zach Ertz's case, it showed up as a back injury too. What's the details there, or as much as you can share?
Yeah, well, obviously, you guys saw the hit last week, and we want to be as transparent as we can with the reports, and he is dealing with not only the rib but the back as well.
Is the back more of an issue with him playing than the rib, do you think?
The biggest thing is just making sure he feels good. I think it's, having gone through this myself personally with this type of, injury, it's discomforting. But I want to make sure he's, again, 100% before we put him back out there.
Is it going to be up to him then?
Was that practice today?
He will be out there today.
Is it going to be up to him whether he plays then, or your doctors?
Well, obviously, medically, I want to make sure that, he's 100%. Zach's a tough guy, and, I know he wants to be out there, but at the same time, I'm not going to risk anything further, for him personally.
You say he'll be out there.
On the status for this?
Not yet. Not yet.
When you say he'll be out there today, does that mean that he'll be just doing the walkthrough stuff and not practicing?
Yeah, correct. He'll be with the team, but at the same time, we want to make sure he's getting all the treatment that he can too. So there'll be portions of it where he'll be inside getting treatment.
Any progress with Lane Johnson?
There is progress. He is doing well. We'll see again today how he does on land before we make a determination for this game.
Do you feel sometimes the need to maybe hold guys back who would be willing to play from injury? Because
I think you got to be smart with that. I from the human side of me, I don't want to put anybody out there and risk anything further, for their own health, and but then from the coach side of it, it's like, man, we need everybody, right? We need as many people as we can in these types of games, but I'm not gonna risk a player further injury just for a game.
We saw that Greg Ward Wildcat look. I know you're not going to give me too much about it, but
Last week?
last week.
Oh, I was like,
I was
when?
hiding in the bushes.
Oh, last week. Yeah. Okay.
Well, why use it then, and how many more wrinkles do you have with that?
Why use it then? Because we've only had Greg for a couple of weeks, and so we want to maximize what he does best. Yeah, and we felt like it was something that we hadn't shown the Cowboys. We're second time around with these division opponents, and felt like we had something that we could present that would at least get them thinking during the game and on the sideline.
Doug, the number of screens you guys have in your playbook, how has that kind of evolved over your time as a coach? Are there places that have really sort of influenced the way you coach that, or the diversity of the screen game?
Screens are, they're an extension of your run game, and really, I think screens sort of evolve during the course of the year. I mean, you go into each off season and each training camp with 7, 8, 10 screens that you just work on, right, from a conceptual standpoint. But as your season progresses, you try to find unique and creative ways. You study your opponents, you study other teams, you study the colleges, and how teams are using receiver screens, tight end screens, halfback, running back type screens, and you just try to incorporate all that into your offense, and how is that presented to the opponent, and is it something that looks like a formation we've used in the past or currently use. So I think they continue to evolve each week.
What's been the impact of those screens on the opposing team's pass rush? I mean, you've run so many of them. I mean, have they become? Is it slowing them down?
It can, and it has. I think along with tight ends and backs chipping, defensive ends, or calling a few more quick passes where the ball's out of the quarterback's hand. I think all three of those really can help control your pass rush, and there's some timing involved. I mean, it's just you just don't go out there and call a screen if you don't work it and spend time in practice. And our guys have done a really good job executing the screens.
As far as how Jason Peters has performed this season, and especially when he came back from the knee injury and the surgery.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's where he is in his career and what he's done. I think he's had a very productive season. And here lately, coming back from the procedure he had, he feels good. He's another one, probably not 100% at this time of the year, but he feels good. We give him the rest during the week and give him some reps later in the week. Today will be a big day for him to get back out on the field, but. He's done a nice job for us, and still very productive.
When he plays Sunday, it'll be, I think, 13 games that he played in this season. When you guys went into the season, were you expecting that many?
It's hard to put a number on it. I mean, you expect 16, honestly, as a coach. And probably realistically, guys like that, guys like Deshaun, maybe even Darren, that Sproles, that if you can get 13, 14 games out of them, I think that's a win for us.
Doug, what kind of tactics or methods have you used this week to guard against the letdown after obviously the team poured a lot into?
Yeah, I mean that's a real thing. For me, it's just about communication and just bringing it to kind of the forefront of my messaging to the team. It was a big. We poured a lot into that win on Sunday, and that's the thing that I think coming into the next week is having that sort of that mental and emotional letdown. And this to me is a bigger game than last week. And so I don't think I know our guys are going to be ready. They've prepared this week that way. But for me as the coach, just keep reminding them, the importance of this week and the importance of this game and staying focused and all that.
Throughout the game,
rain or snow in the forecast, is there anything you guys do extra, or what can you do extra to prepare for those elements?
Not much. We've been in the elements already this season, so guys are prepared for that. I try to present that to the team so they can expect weather. Same as if it's going to be 100 degrees outside. So. Just basically communicating with them, but we've had success in the weather this year, and expect it again.
What kind of cases do you think Miles is making for Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I think he's trying to help this team win. Honestly, Miles has been obviously a great addition, and honestly, I don't think he really focuses too much on that as much as he does the team.
The Washington-Dallas game has implications for you guys during the game. Are you going to be cognizant of what's going on there?
No.
And could that dictate anything you do in the second half?
No, because I think we play at the same time. So we got to win this game. I mean, bottom line, we're trying to go 1-0 against a really good Giants team right now. And so that's our focus.
Why are you practicing at the...
So you guys won't come over there?
No, I mean... Why are you going over there?
Seriously? No. Our fields back here are we've had some cold nights, and the ground. I want the guys outside, number one, and then number two, we've had some cold nights. Our ground's a little bit firm out back, and over there we got the good field, the good turf. So I want to get them outside and run around.
So what kind of defense personnel have you seen teams match your two-back look generally?
Honestly, we see so much sub defense against every personnel group, even in our 3 tight ends. We see so much nickel and sub defense that's kind of what we expect with this group. And that's how teams have really, and the thing is, that's where we have to sort of self-scout too. We got to be a little more balanced, run pass and things like that with the different personnel groups. But we see a lot of sub defense.
As far as Jake Elliott missing those 2 field goals, I'm sure you still have a high confidence level in him. But do you say anything to him after when he comes off the field or later in the locker room or earlier in the week? Anything
Publicly or privately?
Privately.
No, I just try to encourage him. You know, we still got a lot of confidence in him, obviously during those moments, and that's why I put him back out there for that long. I think it was a 55-yarder there at the end, something like that. Still got a lot of confidence in him. You know, he's disappointed. Obviously, we're disappointed, but you know, he's going to memories full. He is going to make more kicks than not. So yeah, a lot of confidence, but you know, just want to keep encouraging him.
Doug, as a follow-up to Tim's question on messaging and avoiding that letdown, is it helpful to you in some ways that Daniel and Saquon are coming off such explosive games and you can point to the film and say, these guys are capable?
I think that's accurate. Like I said, you just put the film on these last couple of weeks with this team and really go back all the way to our game, you know, now that first half of, you know, football that I know Eli played, but they were executing and playing well, and you know, it's something you got to prepare for, you know, when especially teams that are in their situation and really are you know, they can play, you know, they can play spoiler just a little bit, and that's what you have to guard against. That's why we have to be prepared for everything. I challenge the coaching staff to, you know, make sure our players are on point with everything and dialed in on the game plan, and because this is, for us, this is a playoff game, and we have to treat it that way. And and so for me, it's the messaging is it's got to be that, you know, direct, and it's got to be that you know, pinpointed. All right, thanks guys.